Hi everybody, I hope you're well. Let me ask you a question. Are you a leader or are you a boss? Are you a leader or are you a boss? What makes a leader? What defines a leader? I would define a leader as somebody who you would follow into battle. When the metaphorical bullets are flying, you would follow that man or that woman over the top and into the heat of battle. In my 30-year career, I had about 10 people that I reported directly to. And of those 10, I would say 2 were leaders. The other 8 were bosses. It's not a very high ratio, is it? 20%. But I think it's pretty typical of most organizations. So what are the qualities that define leadership? Is it technical excellence? The ability to do the job well? Actually, I would say probably at least 2/3 of the 10 were good at their jobs, technically good at their jobs. Is it an ability for showmanship, to present well, to write brilliantly? Well, I worked in advertising, so pretty much all of them had that quality of showmanship. Is leadership being a self-starter, being proactive, taking the initiative? Again, I would say most of them had that quality. So what was it? What was that indefinable something that those 2 people had, those 2 leaders had? If I could sum it up in a sentence, I would describe it as really caring for others, really caring for their team. I guess in the modern parlance, the word we would use would be empathy. But these leaders, these 2 leaders, they took a genuine interest in the individuals in their team. They took a genuine interest in me. They took time to understand what my strengths were. And more importantly, they took time to understand what my weaknesses were and where I needed coaching and development. They were slow to criticize and quick to praise. And they were always thinking of my career, like where should I go next? What would be a good move for me? Now, if all of this sounds a bit soft and a bit kind of woolly, it's not at all. These 2 leaders were tough when they needed to be. They certainly weren't weak and soft. And the loyalty that they inspired in their teams, the love, I would use the word love. They were loved. That was incredibly powerful, incredibly powerful. And they were very, very successful as leaders. So how can we become leaders? How can we reach those heights? Well, a key thing is to be a leader, to care for others, to love others. We first got to care for ourselves. We've got to love ourselves. If we're stressed, if we're overwhelmed, if we're talking shit to ourselves, it's not going to happen. We're never going to be able to give out empathy, to give out love, if we don't care and love for ourselves. And that ability to feel good about yourself, to care for yourself, that shift, that change from stress, from overwhelm, from negativity can be made quickly if you know how. Well, I hope this was helpful, this video, and I'll sign off now and see you guys in the next video. Cheers.